picks of Equinage for Parx Racing on Tuesday, May 13. You are seeing the race simulation of the first race according to Equinage.com. The QR code that you're seeing on your screen is linked to the page where you can register your free user. Do it right away. Don't forget, you have the race simulator. You have also a ticket generator for your bets. And the Scotty picks, 55%, the two top picks. That is the average of winning rate of these two picks. That's very good. The long shot between 11 to 14%, depending on the type of race. The win percentage, a probability calculated based on stats. It's a calculation independent from these Scotty picks. That is a machine learning algorithm, so they are completely different. If they match, excellent. The pace, the speed, the initial speed of the horse, you saw that in the race simulator. The record at the surface at distance, the GSR, the pedigree of the horse in one number, the genetic strength rate for this distance and surface specifically, and the SOR strength rate is the competitive level of each horse in average. This one is the competitive level of the race. You touch a horse, you can see the last 8 races or the whole campaign of the horse, the workouts, even the campaign of the stallion, the dam. That's good when you have a first start and you can see how precocious it could be. And the GSR Plus, the complete profile of the pedigree of the horse in a number for each distance and surface. And let's start with race number 1, 3 and 2, the top picks. The number 1 is the long shot, 344% to win, top pace, good GSR, the horse to beat. The number 2, a good win percentage. If you combine both in the win percentage, you will have a 53% to win. That's very nice. But obviously, the number 6 and the 7 are the enemies. The number 1, a long shot with a lower win percentage. Maybe for the exotics, I believe you can consider this horse. In race number 2, 3 and 5, the pick, the 6, the long shot. These two polarize. The win percentage, almost 80%. If you use these two in a multi-wager ticket or you combine these two in your exotic at the top, you are likely hitting the race. I believe you need to use both. Behind them, you have 2, 6. The 6 is the long shot, a similar pedigree. Maybe this one could complete the trifecta. So I will use these two in this race. In race number 3, 5 and 4, the picks, the 3 is the long shot. The 5 has a very high win percentage. The GSR is not the top one of the race, but obviously this horse has a strong possibility to win the race. If you try to beat him, obviously the number 4 is the first enemy that you need to consider, and then you have 15% with the 2. And this long shot, and you will see the rest of the card, most of the long shots will have this situation, lower win percentage for this particular data per racing, but this one has a very high GSR, and that is something that you need to consider. If you try to beat the 5, maybe you can use the 4, and maybe you can tempt your luck with the number 3, or at least use him for the exotics, because this high genetic strength rate pedigree should be considered. In race 4, 4 and 5 the picks, the 3 the long shot, the 4 and 5 at the top, between them 58% to win. This is a solid combination. I suggest that you use both in your combination and tickets. And 2 enemies, 6 and 1. See the lower percentage of the long shot. Maybe you can check the horse for the exotics, but very clear, 4 and 5 the horses of the race, the mares in this case, and these 2 are the enemies. In race number 5, 5 and 7 the picks, the 4 is the long shot, 5 30% good, 7 19% like the number 1, both together almost 50% to hit the race, and 55 is the average here. So they are matching. These 2 horses are likely deciding the race. Now you have 3 enemies, the number 1, the number 2, and the number 4. The number 4 has a 12% to win, good record at the distance, and the GSR is very equalized with the number 5, 1, and 7. And the number 2 has 12% to win, but the GSR is dropping. So my opinion, 5 and 7, you need to use them. Enemies to consider, you try to beat them, the number 1 or the number 4 that is 5 to 1 in the money line. In race number 6, 6 and 1 the pick, the 5 the long shot, 6 and 1 at the top, and they are very equalized, these two horses. This one has a better SOR, but together they have 56% to win. That is very nice. And you have the first starter with the same win percentage that this number 6 that is at the top pick, and if 5-2 in the money line. But despite the GSR is a bit lower, I like this first starter with these two metrics pointing him. One of the few long shots that you will see with a chance, like the GSR one that we saw before. So I will use 6 and 1 and very likely to add the number 5, looking for this money line. Then the 4th option that you have is the 7. In race number 7, 6 and 1 the top pick, the 5 the long shot. These two at the top are the top in both, 49% to win, and you know the average here, 55%. So these two look very well, and it's very clear. The number 4 and the number 5 are the enemies, and the number 5, 6-1 in the money line, good pace, top SOR, good record at the distance, facing tough competition, tougher than this level. This horse is very attractive. So my opinion, 6 and 1, if you are doing trifectas, I will combine with the number 5 and even the number 4, box trifectas or superfectas, and I will use at least these 3. I think maybe it's enough between the 3 of them, because you have 40%, 62% between the 3 of them. They are matching the algorithms here, so I believe these 3, you are getting the winner with these 3. In race 8, 6 and 2 are the top piece, the 4 is the long shot. The long shot, as you can see, for the exotics maybe. And you have clearly here 2 horses with almost 70%. And then the number 1. But these 2 are the top horses of the race. This one has a lower GSR, but has a good record at the distance. So use both. 6 and 2 in race number 8, and race number 9, 6 and 1 are the top picks. The number 1, very high win percentage, a possible single. You can consider that. The 6, 16% to win is one of the enemies. The other 2 enemies are the long shot, 5-1 in the money line, good SOR, good pace, very decent GSR, and the 4 is the other horse to consider. A 6-horse race reduced to 4 horses, and clearly 6 and 1 are the horses that you need to use, but the long shot is an enemy. Like in, what's the previous race? No, the previous race was 6 and 2 only. This one, 6, 1, and 5. I believe I will use 6 and 1. I will try to add the number 3, looking for this good money line. In the last one, 3 and 4 are the top pick. The 6 is the long shot. This one is spread, the win percentage between these 4 horses. This one has a good pace, good GSR, good record at the distance. See, the 5 is not here, but has a good record at the distance. Enough win percentage to be an enemy of the 4 and also of the 3. Together, almost 50%, these 2. The 7 is an enemy, and the 5 is an enemy. I will be using the 4 of them, I believe, if I am doing a bet. 4, 3, 7, and 5 in the last real Parx Racing. Good luck with your bets at Parx Racing. Do them at firstbet.com. Don't forget to watch our picks for Parx Racing tomorrow. And I will say in advance that we will have a special video for the Preakness for this weekend. Good luck.